So Valentine's is pretty much over, but hey, it's always the season of love, so let's talk about it a little bit. It's Tripl-L, and today I'm just gonna walk you through my personal top 5 romantic shows of the anime persuasion. I hope you find something that you can enjoy. Starting off with number 5, Surezure Children. Now this one's a little bit special. It has 12 episodes and they are about 12 minutes long. Very simple show, very easy to digest, very easy to just sit in and watch one or two. The neat thing about this one is that it follows multiple couples and just going through their unique problems. This is one where I'm sure you will find at least one couple that you enjoy following. And this one is also based on a manga. So once you're done with the 12 episodes, if you feel like you want more content, you could try and see if you could find the manga. The way the manga worked was that it would have a chapter dedicated to each of the couples that were featured. And so if you had a favorite couple, you could just go through the chapters that had their names mentioned in the title. Overall, it's a fun, awkward little romp through adolescent relationships, and truthfully, it is a very heartfelt and endearing show. I was so happy that I turned it on that one day just to check it out. Number 4, ODay Monogatari, or in English, My Love Story with 2 exclamation marks. So My Love Story, it follows the romance of Takeo, a giant guy with a heart of gold. Him and his romantic journey to confess and to get together with the nice girl Rinko. This is a good romance because the couple does get together relatively early on, and it becomes more about watching these guys actually maintain a relationship. It's up here because I prefer not having angst before we get into the relationship and then actually seeing the logistics of how a relationship works afterward. There's a lot of adorable moments from both characters. It's going to be an all-worthy time for anyone who gets really sentimental when you see cute people doing cute things. Number 3 is sort of a classic. It's been around for a very long time. It's Toradora, the story of Ryuji and Taiga, 2 people who couldn't be more opposite. Their story initially begins with them making a promise to help the other confess or get together with the person that they actually care for. Ryuji and Taiga, they both have people that they care about. They both have people that they very much want to confess to, that they very much want to embark on a relationship with. And Ryuji and Taiga share that secret between themselves. And so it becomes a little bit of a support story as the two root and cheer for each other to get with the person that they initially want. Of course, the story evolves from there, the characters evolve, and things get a little bit more complicated. Toradora is an example of a light novel adaptation that got finished. It went through the completion. It's very rare when it happens, but it is a full story, about 24 episodes. You can sit down and watch it and you will have the feels and you will be rooting for these characters. They're both very likable and they'll make for a very fun time. Now, Toradora used to be my absolute favorite, but now we're going into number 2, Yamada and the 7 Witches. So this is a romantic comedy set in high school. The basic premise is that there are 7 witches in a school, and those witches each have a very unique power that's triggered by kissing. Already, it sounds great. The main characters for this one are Yamada, the titular character, and Shira Aishi, the main female character. Now, Yamada and the 7 Witches gets up there because there are some very tender and adorable feelings going on, but there's also a lot of very physical relationships going on between all the characters. So you have that level of physical intimacy already being breached, and it makes for a much more interesting romance than just the angst-ridden ones that are very common. That said, Yamada and the 7 Witches, the first season of the anime, is pretty much their journey to them becoming a couple, and then it continues off in the manga. We still have no anime continuation of that first season, but if you really enjoyed the first couple of episodes, feel free to jump in on the manga and find out how the relationship develops throughout the story. Overall, Yamada and the 7 Witches is one where the openness to physical contact between the characters was very refreshing, and it did accentuate the romance that was being built throughout the series. And finally, my number 1 romance anime that I very much enjoy, I absolutely love it, is Jutsu wa watashi wa, or translated as Actually I Am ... or I think that the title got fully changed in English into My Monster Secret. This is a supernatural romantic comedy set in high school. It features our main character Asahi, as he tries to get together with a classmate of his who he has had a crush on for a very long time. The only thing is, this girl is actually a vampire, and he finds out that he goes up to the room to confess to her. It is a funny comedy. It has a supernatural anime. It has all kinds of little quirks. It has all kinds of characters, all kinds of supernatural beasts, whether it be werewolves or aliens or demons. Thing with Jutsu wa Watashi wa was it had all these elements, but it was at the end of the day a very heartwarming story. This one has only had one season, and it'll be a good enough season to get you to see the interaction between the characters and get to see the romance blossom, but you can always continue it in the manga. The manga just recently had all of its volumes translated this past year, and what a ride it was. With the manga, they got to the relationship status, and then it continued on, and it turned into a bigger deal. It became not just about preserving this relationship. It became about, well, the stakes got higher. I don't want to spoil it for you, but at the end of the day, this was a very endearing show. It was heartfelt to the very end, and truthfully, when I got to that last chapter in the manga, I was so happy for the characters. I was so happy we got the happiest ending. Now, this was a relatively long manga series, and something that would usually happen was that these would get stretched out. There would be a lot of filler content, just a lot of the characters just playing around. The thing with Jutsu wa Watashi wa is that when it wasn't focusing on the romance, it still focused on the comedy, so it still made for a very entertaining romp through high school shenanigans with supernatural creatures. Watch this show, you'll find the characters, you'll find them to be quirky, and maybe, just maybe, those quirks will be enough to endear them to you. Jutsu wa Watashi wa is one that I cannot recommend enough. It's not a hardcore romance, but it's a very heartwarming romantic comedy. Anyway, those are my top 5 with quick blurbs. Guys, let me know what you thought. Let me know what are your favorite romantic animes. And yeah, let's just end it there. Thanks for watching. Till next time, I hope you have a great day.